Welcome to Olympiad Math for Year 4. This is Lesson 2, we'll learn Fast and Clever Calculations Part 2. First, we need to master general methods and fundamental principles of fast and clever calculations in multiplication and division. Then we will try to apply these methods to solve practical problems. In multiplication and division operations, we often use operation laws and properties of multiplication and division to simplify calculations. The fundamental principles are as follows. Please pause the video and read the laws of multiplication carefully. Followings are the properties of multiplication and division, and common fast calculation equations. Please pause the video again and read them carefully. Example 1. Calculate 29 times 25 times 4, 125 times 47 times 8, 96 times 45 times 2. For question 1, since 25 times 4 equals 100, we can use the associative law of multiplication to first calculate 25 times 4, making the computation easier. For question 2, since 125 times 8 equals 1000, we can use the commutative law of multiplication to swap 47 and 8, simplifying the calculation. For question 3, since 45 times 2 equals 90, we can use the associative law to first compute 45 times 2, making the multiplication straightforward. The answers are 2,900, 47,000, 8,640. In multiplication involving multiple factors, it is important to identify number pairs whose product results in a round number, multiples of 10, 100, 1000, etc. If such a pair exists, we can calculate their product first using multiplication laws to simplify the computation. This technique is called rounding method for fast calculations. Common examples include 25 times 4 equals 100, 125 times 8 equals 1000. Products of multiples of 5 and even numbers. Example 2, calculate 72 times 125, 25 times 125 times 64. Since 4 times 25 equals 100 and 125 times 8 equals 1000, we can use factorization to break down numbers for easier calculations. 72 equals 9 times 8, 64 equals 4 times 8 times 2. By applying the commutative law, associative law, and the rounding method, we simplify the computations as follows. The answers are 9,000 and 200,000. In multiplication involving multiple factors, if 125 or 25 is present, check whether 8 or 4 is also in the expression. If so, factorize the number containing 8 or 4 to facilitate calculations using multiplication laws and the rounding method. Example 3, calculate 125 times the sum of 408. The product of the difference of 204 and 25. Using the distributive law of multiplication, we can rewrite 400 plus 8 as 8 times the sum of 50 and 1. 200 minus 4 as 4 times the difference of 50 and 1. Then, applying rounding methods such as 125 times 8 equals 1000 and 4 times 25 equals 100, after simplify we can find the answers are 51,000 and 4,900. In multiplication and division operations, we can use operation laws and number properties to rewrite expressions, factorizing where possible to simplify calculations. Example 4, calculate 642 times 50, 3,800 divided by 25. Since 50 equals 100 divided by 2 and 25 equals 100 divided by 4, we can transform expression 1 and 2 as following. For the alternative solution, we can also factor out a number from the original factor or the dividend to simplify the calculation. The key trick in this problem is recognizing the properties of multiples of 5 such as 50 and 25 and using equivalent transformations based on multiplication and division properties to simplify calculations. Example 5. Calculate 360 divided by 72, 4800 divided by 25, then divided by 4. In question 1, since the divisor contains factors of the dividend, we decompose the divisor and use property 3 to simplify the division. In question 2, when a division problem involves multiple divisors whose product is a multiple of 10, 100, or 1000, it is often more efficient to compute the product first and then divide. The answers are 5 and 48. Example 6. Calculate 425 divided by 25, 3780 divided by 90. For question 1, we use the property of invariant quotient by multiplying both the dividend and divisor by 4. This transforms the divisor into 100, making the calculation easier. For question 2, since both the dividend and divisor are multiples of 10, we apply the property of invariant quotient by dividing both by 10 to simplify the operation. The answers are 17 and 42. In division problems, we can observe number properties and use the property of invariant quotient to simplify calculations. This method is particularly useful when the divisor can be transformed into a power of 10. Example 7. Calculate 432 times 11, 5689 times 11. Using long multiplication, we can observe a pattern when multiplying by 11. For 432 times 11, the vertical calculation is as following. From the vertical calculation, we see that the product of 432 and 11 follows a specific pattern. Please pause the video and read carefully. For question 2, we can apply the same pattern and they can be written in a simplified vertical format. For any integer a, its product with 11 is equal to the sum of 10 times a and a itself. This pattern can be used for quick calculations. Here are the practice problems for today. Thank you for watching and hope you enjoy your math today.